Hello and welcome back to my little corner on the internet where I like to talk about some witchy shit, some health shit, and some political shit. I hope you guys are doing well today. It's going to do some weathering outside, so it's going to be a nice day to be inside today. I'm going to try to make it outside though before it gets bad because I need it, frankly. Going outside is one way that I recharge in a way. I haven't really been able to spend much time outside because of the weather, because of the status of what the backyard looked like a week ago. It just never felt like it was accessible, even though it's literally right outside. But I did a little yard work last week, and we actually had a bonfire in our backyard. Was it Saturday? Friday? Saturday? I think it was Saturday. And it was just nice, relaxing, and exactly what we needed. So we're gonna hope to have a couple more bonfires. It's just a really good way to relax, to recharge. Nature has always had that ability for me. Excuse me while I readjust. Nature has always had that ability for me to just give me a deep breath. You know, ever since I was a kid, I was one that would climb trees. I would pretend that I was a jaguar, just dangling limbs down from tree limbs. Yeah, and this is the Bay Area where I don't think that we have any jaguars. Mountain lions. I definitely saw some mountain lions when I was a teenager and riding my bike places and going on trails all by myself. It's such a different world these days. I don't have any kids. We have dogs. I have really bad genes, so I never really wanted kids either. But yeah, we live right next to a daycare now. But it's going to get colder and they're going to stay inside. Yay! But I could not imagine sending my kids out just to be outside without any monitoring, because I always know where our dogs are, but I guess it's a very different world, and I'm glad that I grew up when and where I did, that's for sure, because that also helped to shape my worldview, in addition to enjoying and appreciating nature. And part of nature is conserving it. My grandma, like a lot of people's grandparents, were around during the Depression or right after. So they know what it's like to scrimp, to save, to conserve, to do all of that. I learned all that from my grandma. She also is the thriftiest and most organized person you'd ever meet. She's in her 80s. She still does home improvement jobs, just at the cabin that she and my grandpa had built. But she instilled in us what it means to be caretakers and stewards of the planet. That was really brought home by my mom, and how she raised me. And then, excuse me, that carries on to how I live my life. Trying to do minimal waste. We have one bag of garbage a week, and meanwhile other people have their garbage cans overflowing. We have 2 people, 4 dogs, and a turtle. Granted, the turtle doesn't make much of a mess, but you get my point, you know? And identifying as kind of in the witch world as a green witch, which means that we care for the environment, the plants, the animals. We nurture it. We help it to flourish and grow. You know, we don't take everything and hoard it all for ourselves. If you're out foraging, you don't take every last specimen. You leave some so it can help to propagate the future generations. That doesn't seem to be true in what the political circle is considered as conservative. When I hear conservative, I think, okay, let's conserve. It's not the case. Conservative seems to me old style values that don't take into consideration science. I know that's a heavy generalization, but if you're selling off places where you can drill oil, where it's protected lands, where it belongs to Native Americans, you can't. Don't. That's not conserving. That's not helping. That's taking and taking and taking from the earth. Taking and taking and taking from the planet. Taking and taking and taking from generations of people who have done their darndest to try to protect it. And that leads me into today's divination, as I am a part of the natural world. And so are you. And it's kind of like the butterfly effect, you know? If Trump, let's just say a hypothetical, if Trump wants to do things that like sell off lands for drilling and ignore science on the fact that climate change is real, that the growing number and severity of storms can be tied to that. He wants to ignore all of that. We pay the price. He doesn't. His rich cronies who can afford to go anywhere they want, they don't. We are forced to pay the price for that. Literally and figuratively. Monetarily too. But it's just, can we just, for a minute, just for a day, can we try not to pillage our planet? Because in theory, our planet provides enough resources for us to survive. But when greed comes into play, that equation goes out the window. So, thank you for joining me on this journey. Try to do a little green things today, you know? I'm gonna do, this is my green, but like reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose, all of that helps. Driving less, because we're in a pandemic. Most of us should be driving less. People who aren't essential employees, get the hell off the road. And on that note, don't go visiting family members for Thanksgiving. You know, I would really love to hug my family next year. So if you could not do all of that shit, that'd be great. But I'm just gonna try to keep safe, you know? That's all I can do. So thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I will see you in my next video. Be good to yourselves, be good to others, be good to the planet.